how media talked about the first expeditions to Antarctica. The countries are Chile and Mexico. Chile, in the middle of the last century, went to Antarctica for the first time, and Mexico went just last summer, our summer. So this is very interesting to compare the two cases. So at first, I have to present to Francisco Sanchez, teacher of history, history determined, historian, and master in two couple of things. And he studied, he is an Antarctic historian, so he studied a lot the Antarctic expedition from the before the first time. So Francisco Sanchez, please come.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning. Thank you very much for the go into the room. It's very important this moment for me. It's my first presentation in Oslo. Sean todos bienvenidos. Para mí es muy importante esta presentación. Mi primera presentación en Oslo. Y tenemos el agrado de tener a varios chilenos acá. Marcelo, para mí es un honor exponer frente a ti y compartir tribuna varias veces. Está presente el embajador de Chile y grandes amigos que hemos hecho acá, como Gustavo Argentino. It is a privilege to speak here in Oslo, one of the world's great cradles of the polar tradition, about the origin of the Antarctic presence on the country at the opposite in the of America. This expose is se me perdió. No problem. Under this conference model, diving into Antarctic science, I would like to offer you a view of the founder moment that usually the written nation teams but that Zip Up is also a story of the science of intellectual and the first theater of the international cooperation drives brief as together today. I am referring to Chilean Antarctic expedition. This moment is very important for the history. I don't see Shackleton. Yes? Do you like Shackleton? This is Piloto Pardo, the hero of the rescue. But the other moment is the first Antarctic expedition. This moment is very important. The Austral summer of the 1947 found Antarctic in the midst of the redefinition. With the Second World War over, the white continent became the object of strategic and scientific interest. This intellectual is registered this travel go to Antarctica. The immediate trigger for Chile came for Washington. In November 1946, Admiral Richard Byrd announced that the United States reconnaissance not territorial claim in Antarctic were preparing Operation High Jump, the largest sea and air operation ever developed on the continent. One street of the American expedition was the on's military exercise and the scientific enterprise, meteorology, hydrology, geology, air, and photography. On 14 November 1946, the Minister of Defense and General Staff of the Army Navy in the Air Force agreed upon commission establishes the country's position on the background information. Diplomacy and organization move hand in hand is very important this day. Its work pattern of the organization is because most lesson this here. In 1947, expedition was an essential collection. Interinstitutional endeavor is rested a priori sovereignization. To 1940, in 1914, the grid thus fixed the limits of the Chilean Antarctic territory, and the will President Gabriel González Videla, who is understood to sovereignty is exercised by occupation, and the occupation demanded on the science. Operation commander on the Chilean Navy was prepared the campaign which similar means. To the budget approved in the Congress, it is as the funds of repair machinery strayed by polar waters. The float was made up the frigate Iquique. This is a frigate Iquique. Purchased in Canada, Yangamos under the command of Commodore Federico Hueselaga. Never was icecraft, as the command summed it off sailing, which through it mean more the instrument of the ship. But, and this deceive, along the sailors and soldiers emerged scientists, geographists, meteorologists, and intellectuals. This group is very important for the first expedition. This group is the registered history, registered science. The scientific year of the 1947 was establishment of the 6th February, the first permanent nation base in Grecian Island in the southern Chile. Its name says everything about the project. It's well calibrated for neighborhood of the soberanía, meteorological and radiotelegraphic station. Esta primera misión es muy importante porque la base, que tiene evidentemente un ingrediente geopolítico con el nombre soberanía, tiene un importante rol científico, que es la meteorología, geología y glaciología. Por lo tanto, son dos cosas que se combinan y es un rol que permite comprender lo que pasa en los próximos 80 años. From its founding, the party of the 6 men who winterized in the modest popular hut under Lieutenant Boris Kopaitik O'Neill. Kopaitik Island is the name. I was in a sense scientific and observational, the systematic recording of meteorological data and glaciological observation, transmitted by radio from Chile and the other countries. The first Antarctica meteorological data collected by Chile in Antarctica is this effort. Esta data meteorológica es lo que nos permite tener ciclos de 80 años y que hoy en día han sido sistemáticamente engrandecidos y han sido robustecidos con el accionar de INACH y otras estaciones científicas. The Savings, the Commission on the Science and Academics. In the base was in the answer the Commission of the Science was the Soul. The group affectionately dubbed in the civilian aboard the Savings, Los Sabios. Around 27 intellectual, scientists, and technical and writer, the role call alone reveals the ambition of the project. Aboard were on the naturalist Carlos Oliver Schneider of the Universidad de Concepción, the zoologist Guillermo Mann, marine biologist Parmenio Yáñez, the glaciologist Humberto Barrera, the historian Eugenio Orrego Vicuña, representative of the University of Chile. The diplomat and writer Oscar Pinochet Lavarra, and the writers Enrique Bunster and Francisco Goliane, and the architect Julio Ripamonti. This moment, este grupo de intelectuales, entre arquitectos, biólogos, historiadores, escritores, no tan solo fue hacer una acción del Estado, sino que también fue a registrar y observar. Estas imágenes nos hablan de esos momentos. Si ustedes pueden ver ahí, esa es Isla Decepción. This picture is the Deception Island. Y ellos registran en sus informes, en sus libros, el impacto que fue esta primera expedición antártica chilena. This film is very important for history. Intellectual and the rights of the theatre. Alongside the science traveled a notable intellectual and literary dimension, and they want to highlight in because and connected with humanity's strength of the conference. Francisco Goliane, already famous in the Sovereign Tales, Enrique Bunster, at devote a naval literature, Eugenio Rego, who will capture the epic in Tierra Australis. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, it's not my computer. Aventurist and author of the pioneer study in the Chile and Antarctica, the Hook Part is the first campaign filming the first images of the permanent nation presence. Years later, served as advisor to Chilean delegation as the conference grabbed gave rise the Antarctic Theater and helped to found the Chilean Antarctic Institute. His career condensed a transition of the era from the sovereignty affirmation to the regular scientific cooperation representative the Antarctic Treaty and the SCAR. The same man who boarded the Iquique, a travel diary under the helping a decade later to write the rules of collaboration. His man is Oscar Pinochet de la Barra. This expedition allowed the Onden actor less remembered than the Navy, the first commissioner of the Chilean Army, aboard of the Angamos, traveling of delegation, the Army General Staff, and aboard of the team of Military Geographic Institute, while a funding mission to beginning the geographic reconnaissance and topographic survey of the whole Chilean Antarctic territory. The team, leader of the Major Paulo Hill, while Captain Arturo Ayala, on the photometry, the Superbio Prospero Madrid, and the geography Eusebio Flores. This is first study of the geodesy in Antarctica, Chilean study. This map is very important for the security of the other nations in operations in future operation in Antarctica. It's the first Chilean overland Antarctic expedition. Is the cartography is very important for the geodesic year later. International cooperation, this expedition is very important Argentina. And at one point, I sure the international community. This expedition, I was not isolated enterprise to the lead regional one. From outset, the Chilean foreign minister contacted Buenos Aires. In order of the act, command agreed and invited the Argentina Navy to the representative of board 3 officers, led by Lieutenant Oscar Rousseau, in return equivalent invitation received 4 years later. Argentina presta una ayuda fundamental a la primera expedición chilena antártica. ¿Y esto por qué? Porque Argentina tiene una tradición de más de 100 años. Gustavo, por favor.
Buen día. Bueno, Argentina en el año 1901 con la expedición sueca de Otto Nordenskiöld, vino a Argentina y pidió la ayuda del gobierno argentino, y el gobierno argentino accedió brindándole apoyo de suministro de comidas y carbón a cambio de embarcar a un alférez de marina, el primer grado de oficial de la Armada Argentina, que se llamó José María Sobral. Esa expedición...
I can translate for you if you want to. So if you want to say some phrases, and I will be translating it.
¿Empiezo de nuevo?
Sí, pero ¿puede resumir lo que dijo? O que...
You can say it again, and I will be translating it as it goes. Yeah.
Bien. Entonces, José María Sobral es quien embarca en la expedición noruega en 1901 a cambio de suministro de carbón y comida que brindó el gobierno argentino. En esa expedición que fue a la Antártida, el barco quedó atrapado entre los hielos y se quedaron 2 años invernando en la Antártida con lo poco que tenían.
So Argentina gave a great help, was of great help for Chile, and José María Soberano? Sobral. José María Sobral was the leader of this, and they helped. They were giving food and other resources for Chile for this to happen, and so they had this issue where they got stuck between the ice, and so José and other Argentinian fellas were helping the Chilean fellas.
Esos 2 años que se queda Sobral ahí en la Antártida como náufrago, pasan 2 años para que lo puedan ir a buscar la corbeta Uruguay en 1903. Hoy la corbeta Uruguay es un museo en el Puerto Madero en Buenos Aires y se convierte en el primer geólogo argentino.
So Sobral got stuck in Antarctica for 2 years. And so he was doing he did all that he could do there, but then he got rescued by an Uruguayan a group of people, and it was the corvette. It's a ship, right? Es un barco. Corbeta es un barco.
Una corbeta es un barco.
Sorry. And this ship eventually became a museum.
Sobral es un marino argentino que el gobierno le presta a la expedición sueca en 1901.
Okay,
no
sorry.
A Noruega.
Okay, sorry. I got that part a little bit mixed. So again, Sobral is Argentinian, but he's helping the Sweden, Norwegian. He's helping the Norwegian people, and so yeah, that's the thing I wanted to correct.
This rescue expedition first of Chilean officer Alberto Banen, together with the Argentina officer in the Navy. La primera expedición participó un oficial chileno de la Armada que era meteorólogo.
Okay.
En el rescate de 1903.
Ahí está, sí, ayuda un montón.
Sí.
Yeah, sorry.
This cooperation is very important for Chile in the expedition Antarctic. This is very important in different rescue in the history on the Antarctic. Example, this is this operation. This operation in 1969 is the volcano eruption in Deception Island. The Lindblad Explorer, Norway ship. This Chilean ship go to the rescue and the communication permanent on the Argentina station and recruit the necessary times. Coordination operation Chile-Argentina is the very extreme rescue in the history of Antarctic. is this film is very important. Saved to life in the sea. Norway citizen rescue for Chile and Argentina. Esfuerzo combinado, ¿cuántos?
Combined effort.
Combined efforts. The Antarctic is extreme inhospitable territory. This rescue is very important moment of cooperation. Now is a moment very important for us. Antarctic is impressive, is bigger, is one moment of the spiritual experience of the very country cooperate in this territory. Is one moment very important for humanity. Antarctic is hope. Antarctic is inhospitable. Antarctic is the future. ¿Quieres colaborar algo más?
Está bien.
Gustavo is Antarctic teacher. The learning a children in Antarctic is very important experience. This is Argentina. I'm from Chile. Cooperation now here in SCAR. Thank you very much.
Gracias.
Natalia.
Oh, ya voy yo, ¿verdad? Sí. Okay. So, hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Natalia de la Selva Jandrop. A little funny thing about my name is that de la Selva, the translation is literally from the jungle. So I'm Natalia from the jungle, but I live in Mexico City. And I'm also a biologist. So yeah, a little funny thing. And so, well, to tell you a little bit about me before my presentation, and so that you all know my context and from where I'm talking about this. Well, I'm a master's student in Mexico City at UNAM, the National Autonomous University of Mexico. And I've been watching all this Ukraine and Mexico collaboration from the start. I come also in representation of the Mexican Agency of Antarctic Studies, and which the flag is over there. And well, although I haven't been to Antarctica yet, yeah, I'm very excited to be here, and I want to thank you all. And of course, I want to thank Francisco and Maria for being here. And so, yeah, let's get started. ¿Puedes hacerla grande, por favor? Ah, no. Que si lo puedes hacer grande.
F5 parece que no.
Ah, pero sí se ve, ¿no? O si quieres regresarla.
Sí se ve. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
so,
okay? Are you with me?
You can all see the presentation, right? You can all, okay. So, well, yeah, there's the SCAR logo, so I'm very thankful to SCAR for letting me be here. Then it's the logo of the Mexican Agency of Antarctic Studies. And then, well, of course, of NASC, the Antarctic, they're from the ones from Ukraine. And also, thank you. And also the logo of the CAMEX, la Campaña Antártica Mexicana 1, the first Mexican Antarctic campaign. So, siguiente, por favor. And so, where did it all what was achieved here? This is the Mexico and Ukraine collaboration is a historic milestone for the Mexican polar sciences. This was just the opportunity the Mexican science was awaited, and we are so grateful for it. Thanks to this collaboration, we were able to successfully achieve the first Mexican scientific campaign. And the importance of this is that this is the first time Mexicans go to Antarctica representing Mexico. Because there's been other Mexicans fellows who have gone to Antarctica, but never in the name of Mexico. So Ukraine and Mexico united our forces to bring together the CAMEX 1. And, well, a little spoiler alert, this is the first of 5 campaigns that we are planned to happen. So, siguiente, por favor. And so, I hope you all get this reference from Dragon Ball. And so, yeah, like the fusion of that, it was Mexico, Ukraine, and then boom, the CAMEX 1. Siguiente, por favor. So this was the 8 fellas, the 8 people that became part of the Mexican Campaign 1. So the Mexican Campaign was divided into 2 parts. The first one happened in December 2025, and the second one ended on March 2026. So as you can see, this is very, very recent. So, yeah, so these are my fellas, Rafael, Elsa, Laura, Daisy for the first part, and then Alfredo, Isaid, Pablo, y Jose Martin. So I'm gonna be bilingual just as Francisco, so a little bit of what I just said, I'm going to say the exact same thing, but in Spanish, so that those of you who don't speak Spanish don't get too lost. Entonces, toda esta colaboración entre Ucrania y México es bastante reciente. Gracias a esto surgió la CAMEX 1, la primera campaña antártica mexicana. Y pues es la primera vez que los mexicanos van a la Antártida representando a México, porque ya anteriormente ha habido muchos otros mexicanos que han ido a la Antártida, pero nunca bajo el nombre de México. Entonces, como mexicanos antárticos, estamos muy agradecidos con Ucrania por habernos brindado esta oportunidad. ¿Qué digo? Se estarán preguntando cómo surgió esto, no se preocupen, vamos un poquito para allá. Y un pequeño alerta de spoiler, esta es la primera de 5 campañas que se planean hacer, y la primera parte de la campaña se llevó a cabo en diciembre 2025, estuvieron allá más o menos un mes, y la segunda parte, igual que duró un mes, terminó apenas en marzo 2026. Entonces todo esto es bastante reciente, pero es muy emocionante. Siguiente, por favor. But where did it all begin? Because I'm talking to you about the CAMEX 1 and all, but how did Mexico started to get involved into these Antarctic sciences? So, the Mexican Agency of Antarctic Studies. On February 2020, just when the pandemic was exploding, the AMEA consolidated a comprehensive curriculum of national polar science, which led to a formal application for Mexico's entry to SCAR. So, and this all started because of Dr. Patricia Valdespino, which is my advisor, my thesis director in Mexico, and Dr. Pablo Lepe started this community of Mexican Antarctic scientists and gathered them all to make the AMEA possible. At first, AMEA had about 200 people between scientists and volunteers, but nowadays it adds up to 700. And this initiative of Mexico becoming part of SCAR was initially was endorsed by the Mexican Academy of Sciences as a member of the who is a member of the International Science Council. Siguiente, por favor. And so these are some of the people that are part of AMEA. As you can see on the top right block, there's a photo of Dr. Patricia Valdespino, and the third one is Dr. Pablo Lepe. And so these are some of the people that are part of AMEA. Estas son algunas de las personas que forman parte de AMEA, nuestra directora Patricia Valdespino y nuestro también segundo al mando, pero que también está involucrado en muchísimas cosas, el doctor Pablo Lepe. Al inicio se juntaron más o menos como unos 200 científicos, entre científicos, estudiantes, aliados y voluntarios que formaban parte de AMEA, pero ahora son aproximadamente como 700, poquito más, poquito menos aproximadamente. Siguiente, por favor. And so we did it. As Dora the Exploradora would say, lo hicimos, we did it. Mexico became an associated member of SCAR on March 2021. So we became an associative member, and this membership, as you would all know, this membership gives Mexican scientists access to 45 international collaboration programs and extensive databases. And on July 16 of 2025, the CECITI, which is our Secretary of Science and Technology and Humanities, we submitted a project that got approved, providing the necessary financial framework to sustain SCAR's membership for 6 years and integrated Mexican researchers into global network. And so this is officially the first time the government of Mexico steps on Antarctic science. Siguiente, por favor. This is a roadmap of Ukraine, Mexico, and Antarctica science and diplomacy. And so we are here. You can see that 2025, that's where we are right now. These are some of the government departments, secretaries, and all that stuff that have given us their support in some or other way. Down there you can see the logos of some universities. You can see the logo of UNAM and some other universities of Mexico. And so eventually, of course, we want to be part of the Secretariat of the Antarctic Treaty. And so okay, so with all this behind us, the application to become part of SCAR, has given us a lot of stuff to be thankful for, and a lot of access to databases that we are so happy to have, and started to do more about this Antarctic sciences. And eventually we want to have more collaborations and interactions with all the others unities. Entonces, este es el mapa de ruta de AMEA hasta ahora. Obviamente también queremos estar muy involucrados en el IPY5, el Año Polar Internacional. Son todas las secretarías de gobierno con las que hemos colaborado, algunas universidades, obviamente la membresía de SCAR, que nos da acceso a muchas bases de datos y demás. Entonces, pues estos son los objetivos que ya se han logrado, los que siguen a corto plazo y los que van a seguir a largo plazo. Siguiente, por favor. And so, then, to our surprise, the Ukrainian embassy invited AMEA to meet with members of the National Antarctic Scientific Center of Ukraine to sign a 5-year collaboration agreement with AMEA in benefit of the Mexican science. So from Ukraine, there's Maria Pavlovska, who is actually over here. And so thank you, Maria, thank you so much for being here. Oh, and so on March 2021, this was the event that was taking part in Mexico City. Siguiente, por favor. And so, but what is the Ukrainian Antarctic history? So, to understand a little bit of our relationship of Ukraine with Antarctica, we'll review a little bit of his history. In 1996, they got the acquisition of the Vernadsky base, which was formerly the Faraday Station from the United Kingdom, and establishes the National Antarctic Scientific Center, launching annual uninterrupted expeditions. And actually, one of the fellas, Isaid, that was part of the CAMEX, he actually told me. Well, he was in the Nosfera, which is sorry, I don't remember the word, so I'm going to say boat, but I know it's not a boat.
Ship?
The ship. Thank you.
Or vessel?
The vessel. Thank you. And so he told me that at the Vernadsky base, they had this moment where the Ukrainians bought the base from the UK by 1 pound. It was more like a significance and symbolic exchange, and that they actually have the pound on the bar on a table at the Bernatsky base. So that was in 1996, and then by 2004. They became a consultative member of the Antarctic Treaty. Ukraine gains full decision-making status in Antarctic governance and environmental protection debates, also joining SCAR and COPNA. By 2023, there's this scientific research milestone that surpasses more than 1,850 accumulated scientific publications since its program inception, and by 2024 they have just got 28 continuous annual expeditions since the 1996. So as you can see, Ukraine has almost 30 years of Antarctic research history. Siguiente, por favor. Okay, so with all this collaboration, CAMEX-1 starts to find its way. By September 2025, it was the call for proposals for which project we're going to be the winners and which ones we're going to be we're going to take part of the CAMEX-1. And so by November 2025, these were the projects that got approved in geology, paleosedimentology and climate change, biogeochemistry and methane cycles, microbiology and biotechnology, and logistics and policy. Siguiente, por favor. But why Mexico is involved in all of this? So as you all know, there is vast evidence of how climate change is impacting Antarctica, because this is one of the places that is most affected by this. Siguiente, por favor. And so, but why specifically Mexico? As you can see, this is a Yucatan Peninsula in South Mexico, and so all these red areas are at risk of flooding and saltwater intrusions if everything goes south. But also in Mexico we used to have 2 glaciers in high mountains, but now we currently just have one, which is at Pico de Orizaba, at Orizaba Peak, and we recently had this not like a symposium, but this kind of science communication stuff with the people over there, because all their agricultural doing relies a lot on the meltwater of the glacier and the cycles of the glacier. And so if the glacier totally disappears, this community is going to be really, really affected. And so that's why we did the science communication event. Entonces, ¿por qué México está muy involucrado en todo esto? Estas son las zonas de riesgo en rojo que se pueden inundar si es que el nivel del agua sube, y también en México teníamos 2 glaciares, ahorita ya nada más tenemos uno en el pico de Orizaba, y llevamos a cabo este evento para hablarle a la gente de por qué hacemos ciencia antártica. Porque una de las cosas que la gente se pregunta mucho en cosas de ciencia que pueden parecer muy ajenas es ¿por qué? O sea, ¿por qué si yo soy un granjero? ¿Por qué si yo soy una persona que nada tiene que ver en esto, que de manera directa no se beneficia de este tipo de cosas? ¿Por qué a mí debería de interesarme que se vayan hasta uno de los polos para hacer este tipo de cosas? Pues porque este glaciar, la comunidad del Pico de Orizaba depende muchísimo de este glaciar. Entonces es importante conocer uno de los lugares en el lugar donde hay más glaciares para poder entender los propios. So one of the important things about talking to the native community about all of this is letting them know why doing science in a place that is so far from them that they don't get to see why this is beneficial for them, we have the responsibility to do that, to bring science to them and let them know, not teach them, let them know why this is important, why we need to do Antarctic science. Siguiente, por favor. And so the role of Chile, they fulfilled an important role in this. Once the CAMEX 1 started to take place, Mexico and Chile strengthened their strategy, cooperation in Antarctic science and diplomacy for the CAMEX 1 project. And the collaboration featured high-level meetings, the symposium, opportunities for collaboration in Antarctic science, and a formal inauguration ceremony aboard the vessel Nosfera in Punta Arenas. These were some of the institutions involved. Of course, AMEA, INACH, the University of Magallanes, NASC from Ukraine, some embassies, and some institutions from Mexico. And this was some of the people that attended there, some of the important people. And the photos are from the ones from the right are Alfredo and Martin, part of the second part of the CAMEX, and the ones in the left and right, yeah. And the ones from the right are Pablo Lepe and Doctora Patricia Valdespino. Siguiente, por favor. So these are some of the photos from all the CAMEX. On the top right, you can see the first part of CAMEX. So Elsa, Laura, Daisy, and down here you can see the other guys. There's the Nosfera, and there's the Ukraine and Mexican flags. In the center, you can see, well, if you get really close, you can see Vernadsky, and the V is like this. This is the V in Vernadsky. And so, yeah, we are so proud of this. I know Mexico is like doing these baby steps, but we're so excited for this. This is opening so many new doors for us, for the Mexicans, and I mean, I get stumbling my words because this is so excited for me, and also. We're so grateful with Ukraine and for giving us this opportunity. And of course, I want to thank Chile. Quiero agradecer también a Ucrania y a los chilenos por apoyarnos en todo esto, por hacer todo esto posible, for making all this possible. And it was not only there was not only this great scientific collaboration, but also a significant cultural exchange. Experiences and worldviews were shared. They bonded through science and food, and they forged connections that we hope will last for many years to come. At Vernadsky, I think they had like these Mexican food days. Yeah, so it was. They told me it was really funny, and also in Ukraine they have this like beet soup that is. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing this. Borscht. Borscht. And actually, Isaid, who is also a friend of mine back in Mexico, he said, I tasted this Ukrainian soup and you gotta try it, because he's really a good cook. And I was like, why is the soup pink? But yeah, it was really tasty. It was different, but I liked it. I totally like it. And one of another thing is that one of the activities was the installation of the first signpost on the Antarctic Peninsula, pointing towards Mexico. And in this, between all this cultural exchange, they also had celebrated the 30th anniversary of the Vernadsky base. And we still have a long way to go with our Ukrainian colleagues, and we hope that the results will continue to be as fruitful as they've been so far. Thank you very much.
Ahora viene el estreno mundial.
And now I'm going to, well, lo puedes poner unos segunditos más, nada más para que. Did you all take the photos? Okay. Ahora sí, puedes ir poniendo el video, por favor. And now we are going to present you a video that they just sent me about the comics one. It's about 10 minutes long, and that would be all my participation. So, es el que dice el tercero. Ese. Yeah.
Listen, beneath the wind, the ice keeps a memory of our planet. Ancient earth signals of what is yet to come. Before Antarctica was a place on a map, it was an idea. The possibility that at the farthest edge of the world, humanity might choose knowledge over possession and cooperation over conquest. Mexico has never been separated from that memory. The ocean and the atmosphere connects us. So does the sea that rises when the ice loses its balance. Within Mexico's scientific memory, Mario Molina taught us that what is invisible in the sky can change the fate of the earth. Like other pioneers, he imagined the South well before Mexican pathway existed. His memory still lingers and travels with us. For decades, Antarctica seemed a distant horizon. Then a generation of Mexican scientists, both at home and across the world, the so-called Mexican diaspora, asked a simple question: why not Mexico? Founded on 22 September 2020, the Mexican Agency for Antarctic Studies, AMEA, turned that question into a civil organization. A few months later, the idea grew from a few scientists to a small group of professional data scientists that met every other Thursday to share
That's Mexico City.
Experiences and analyze.
And as you can see, it was clearly the pandemic because everyone's is on some.
Later transformed into the Antarctic Science Weekend hackathons, then consolidating a community of scientists, students, institutions, and citizens devoted to the protection of penguins. From that dream,
Of course, penguins.
almost every other Thursday for a few years, we evolved into an unstoppable community that achieved an historic milestone. In April 2021, Mexico became an associate member of the Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research, SCAR. A door opened, first on paper and then in the real world. Years later, a Mexican flag will face the horizon, changing the perception of what is possible, transforming a nation, transforming the world. Then, something happened that we could never have dared to predict. Ukraine. On August 2025, the Mexican Agency for Antarctic Studies and the National Antarctic Scientific Center for Ukraine signed a 5-year agreement to conduct joint research aboard the vessel Atmosfera and at the academic Vernastic station. Amid immense adversity, Ukraine offers space, knowledge, logistics, and above all, trust. A nation defending its future chose to share it. The door became a bridge, distance became a conversation, science became a language without borders, and fraternity became part of the method. Between December 2025 and March 2026, 2 Mexican teams transformed that agreement into fieldwork. The first Mexican Antarctic campaign had begun. The first scientific Antarctic campaign of Mexico brought together questions about climate change, marine paleoecology, geology, microbiology, methane cycling, and environmental diplomacy. Different questions united by one need: to read the memories of climate at every scale. Read rocks at chapters from a world approximately 145 million years old, and marine sediments as climate archives. They sample microbial mats to understand life at the edge of habitability and follow methane through ecosystems where tiny organisms can alter the face of the powerful greenhouse gas. More than 55 kilograms of physical chemical samples, rocks, and mud traveled to the National University of Mexico laboratories. Other samples began journeys towards other Mexican institutions. And so, a second expedition began, the one inside a laboratory. When a sample becomes data, data becomes evidence, and evidence becomes useful knowledge. History rarely looks heroic while it's happening. Sometimes it looks like wet gloves, a label that refuses to stick, or a stomach negotiating with the Drake passage. It also looks like a shared table, Ukrainian borscht, and occasionally a penguin behind an unpaid geological assistant, because it passes towards post-route. Since its rigors, scientists remain wonderfully keen that humanity does not weaken the method, it makes the method understood. Every Antarctic journey needs a threshold. For the first Mexican Antarctic campaign, it was Punta Arenas. Chile did far more than just offer support. It shared their experience, institutions, and friendship. INACH, the University of Magallanes, diplomats, researchers, and Chile's Antarctic community turned logistics into fraternity. Around one table, Mexico, Ukraine, and Chile discovered that hospitality is also infrastructure and shared assets, but more importantly, friends helping each other. When the teams returned home, the samples carried a more difficult question. What will Mexico do with this knowledge? In 2025, drought affected northern and central Mexico and covered as much as 85% of the country at its peak. Extreme heat, coastal risks, and unequal access to water don't find science into public service. Antarctica is far away. Its consequences are not. The first Mexican Antarctic campaign returned with samples and shared responsibility. This future no longer depends on the Mexican Agency for Antarctic Studies alone. It belongs to science, universities, companies, public service, young people, and all of Mexico. Mexico did not arrive alone. It was sustained by Ukrainian generosity, Chilean friendship, and those who believed before there was proof. The horizon is no longer far away. Mexico has begun to cross it for science, peace, cooperation, and a shared future. The ice keeps the memory. It is our task to turn it into a future.
Thank you all so much. And while all the credits are on, I brought a little gift for my friends Francisco and Maria. This is what most Mexicans, almost every Mexican uses to go shopping, to do their groceries. So this is the kind of bag. So this is for you.
Thank you very much.
And also, we brought this diploma, and I'm gonna read a little bit of this. So, the Mexican Agency for Antarctic Studies presents this award of distinction and profound gratitude to Evgen Ditke. What she said? Because I don't want to mispronounce it again. The director of the National Antarctic Scientific Center of Ukraine, NASC, in recognition of his transcendent leadership, science diplomacy, and cross-border cooperation management. This distinction is conferred upon Dr. Ditke and his team for his visionary and exceptional skills in fostering international collaboration and unifying scientific efforts among nations. At a pivotal moment in history, his unwavering commitment to the values of the Scientific Committee of Antarctic Research, SCAR, allowed for the structuring for a joint research program that transcends geographical and geopolitical boundaries. Given this day in the spirit of international fraternity and the advancement of human understanding. This is from the Mexican Agency of Antarctic Studies, the Dr. Patricia Valdespino and Dr. Pablo Lepe. And Maria is going to receive it, so please, Maria, can you come over to receive this? To receive this diploma. Thank you so much. And also, we have this little gift, a little bit of tequila, because of course, and this little cup of tequila, and I think it can also serve as to get the smoothies.
Does it have tequila? No.
Sorry, I only.
Oh gosh.
Sorry. But, again, thank you all for coming here. Muchas gracias.
Pero este no se ve, pero es ese iconito que está sobre las lupas. Okay, so I will present you some of the conclusions about a paper I wrote about. The paper is what the people look in Google about Antarctica, in the gateway cities and in other cities, big capitals as, for example, New York, Tokyo, Moscow, and Delhi. So this is just a little part of the paper. If you want to read completely that, I will show a QR to that if you want to download it. So about the gateway cities, does media coverage of Antarctica actually reach the public in a way we can observe and measure? And that's why I used 5 years of Google Trends data, monthly search interest for the word Antarctica across the 5 gateway cities, including Punta Arenas, my own city, and the word Antarctica was in the language of every city. For example, Spanish, English. I tried Hindi, but no way. So in India, they search for Antarctica in English. So this paper started because I had a feeling that in Punta Arenas, because it's a gateway city, we look more about Antarctica comparing another cities. And this is the graphic of the 5 years in Google Trends, the searches Antarctica in Spanish. And in Chile, we have a very curious thing because we say Antarctica, this is the official name, but some people say Antarctica. Antarctica is accepted too. So it was very interesting for me because I thought we always were talking about Antarctica, but no, we only look for Antarctica, for example, if an expedition starts, or is the day of Antarctica. I mean, we are not frequently interested in Antarctica in Punta Arenas. La siguiente, por favor. But if something happened in Antarctica, we are interested, and we are interested in different ways, in different languages. I don't know if you knew about Ethan Wu, an influencer pilot landed in Antarctica with no permission with no authorization, so I really hate him because I wanted to go Antarctica, and because him I couldn't. But then I went, so it's okay. But I mean, and it's curious because in my paper all the time Ethan Wu appears and says, "No, I hate you. I really hate you," but it's okay. So at first, the Spanish searches shows that Ethan Wu was in Punta Arenas a very frequent search. We were worried about him, but in English, the graphic goes up when the situation was advanced, and when Ethan Wu will come back to America, to the continent. So it's very interesting to see that you have the same news, the same search, but you have different ways to search it in English and Spanish. So there are a lot of pics in the graphic about news. The only city that I couldn't find some identified news is in Ushuaia. But in the other places, for example, in Christchurch, it was an emergency medical evacuation, and it was a pic. In Cape Town, there was a historic flight to Antarctica from there, and this is a pic too. In Hobart, start of Antarctic season, it's a pic. And it's very interesting to see that the profile of every gateway city is different. In Ushuaia and Punta Arenas, we look for Antártica Argentina, Antártida Argentina, Antártica Chilena, very institutional. And in Christchurch, they search about science and logistics. In Cape Town, sometimes they look for what is Antarctica, for example. And in Hobart, they always are looking for jobs in Antarctica or things like that. So every city has I think a different profile of searching, and it's very interesting to look that. Ya, siguiente, Miriam. Gracias. So it was a story that is increasing searches, but I don't have any pic, or I don't have a way to put it in a graphic. But Green Antarctica was an article that was worldwide shared. So it was interesting to see that people is interested about science things, but from the curious way of see it. So it is important to see that journalists, science journalists as me, can do interesting articles to make people interested about Antarctica. So that's why I wanted to investigate it. I will go deeper in other research, but this is interesting to see that news do the search of Google change. So there you can find the paper about the gateway cities and the other world capitals compared. And if you want to keep in touch, in the Instagram Mirador Antártico, it's mean like Antarctica viewpoint. And let me know if you have some question or maybe some idea to investigate. Thank you. we have some videos from some decision makers and private sector people who are talking us about the future of Antarctica from their point of view.
Hi everyone, a group of the Chile and Antarctica native base capital Arturo Prat. Send you have our best greeting to everyone. A big hug. Through Mr. Francisco Sanchez, we would like to send you this greeting to all the participants in the SCARF of 2026 in Oslo, Norway, and we wish you all the best, and we hope you enjoy this important opportunity to share knowledge, experiences, and ideas about Antarctica. Warm greeting from Antarctica. Go, bring it on.
Thank you. Well, no, ese es el otro.
Respondamos de inmediato la pregunta, ¿por qué Mirador Antártico tiene que estar aquí en Finning conversando sobre la Antártica?
Bueno, principalmente porque en la Antártica toda la alimentación para poder tener la subsistencia dentro de las distintas bases, lo más importante es la generación. Porque sin generación no hay calefacción y nada puede funcionar y obviamente si falla la gente se muere de frío. Y Finning Caterpillar es una empresa que justamente es la que vende los equipos generadores, motores, maquinaria también de la construcción y que da un soporte y una confiabilidad operativa para poder operar en estas condiciones extremas como es la Antártica. Y eso es por eso que estamos acá, digamos, y de alguna forma estamos comenzando con una política o una estrategia de entregar este soporte a la Antártica, considerando que esta es la única sucursal, la sucursal de Punta Arenas, la más austral del mundo de las sucursales Caterpillar, y es la que tiene la proyección hacia la Antártica y tenemos todo un equipo técnico preparado para poder presentar y prestar este apoyo y este soporte integral.
Yeah, he is from a private company, so he was the director of a shipyard in the Antarctic shipyard we have in Punta Arenas, so knows a lot about Antarctica. Yeah. Well, at first, here we have our ambassador, Chilean ambassador, and he asked about the Chilean flag. So we have here, and it was from Antarctica, and yes, it was in the Arturo Prat base. So here is our flag, and the flag is a little destroyed, but have this value. It's from Antarctica. So, ¿está buscando el otro de quién, del gobernador? Ah, yeah. We have a little issue with the video, but I don't know if you have some question. Francisco,
¿cómo se mantiene la cooperación hoy con el país, con Argentina?
La cooperación entre Chile y Argentina es muy intensa, no tan solo desde el punto de vista del ámbito logístico, sino también desde lo que es las operaciones de búsqueda y salvamento. Es muy importante. Ayuda a la navegación, es decir, instalación de faros en forma combinada, y también lo que es el intercambio de data científica, especialmente meteorológica y glaciológica. Es de esta manera que Chile y Argentina, específicamente Punta Arenas y Ushuaia, como puertas de entrada, mantienen coordinados todas las operaciones de búsqueda y salvamento marítimo y evacuación, control meteorológico y comunicación operativa entre las bases. Esto es súper importante porque muchas veces nos preguntamos qué pasa en invierno en la Antártica. El verano es muy intenso, pero en invierno las bases chilenas y argentinas hacen constantes operaciones de simulacro. Y sobre todo Argentina entrega experiencia a Chile y Chile también le entrega experiencia a Argentina. Y la manifestación concreta de esto, tangible, es la patrulla antártica naval combinada, que es un esfuerzo binacional en uno de los lugares más extremos, inhóspitos, duros y mágicos de nuestro planeta. The cooperation inter Chile and Argentina is very, very important for the rescue operation, meteorology study, and interface in the base. The personnel of the Chilean base and Argentina base is permanent communication, in coordination. Is very important for logistic and meteorology data and rescue in the sea. The Antarctic Navy patrol combination is concrete first is the Chilean Argentina in Antarctica. Is cheap, Chilean Navy and Argentina Navy in job in combinate for the research research of the saving the life in the sea.
I think it's called SAR cases too.
The SAR case is the territory is very important. It's the very long. It's very big. Responsibly area is the very extensive for the true country gate to Antarctica. Is Chile and Argentina learn on the to operate in combined efforts is very important. This is a concrete example of cooperation, scientific, interoperation, rescue, a red of lighthouse in Antarctica. The lighthouse is very important for the route of the safer route of the other country in the sea. The chief of the Ucrania use lighthouse of the Chile of Argentina. The study of the oceanography of the Chile and Argentina is very important for the other country in the inhospitable territory. Thank you, Gustavo, colega. We teacher. Thank you. Gracias, Gustavo. Señor embajador. Sorry.
No, you're first.
No, it's okay.
You were first.
No, I had a couple of questions. So one is, I was in 2023 when the whole avian flu was detected in Antarctica, and I just wanted to know, like, the information that goes out to Chile, Argentina from media, like avian flu, any health risk, how do you coordinate? Like, for example, Chile had this seals having avian flu, then in Antarctica avian flu was detected. How does that, news? How do you coordinate the uniformity of news between yourself? Is it easy, difficult to go through official channels?
I think it is easier because we are very close, Ushuaia and Punta Arenas, and we have the same zone of. In Antarctica, we have the same places. I mean.
Okay.
But as Francisco says, there are the Comando Conjunto.
Joint command.
Joint command.
The joint command, the two countries are very close and organized because they have to fight with other big countries. And we are very little countries, but we are together.
And one question for Sarah, in terms of, I interacted with a lot of educators from Chile and Brazil and Argentina. Mexico, one or two educators, but for students, they're able to see connection between the Arctic, even though Mexico is not significantly present in the Arctic. But you have like gray whale migrations, bird migrations, monarch butterflies which come from Canada to Mexico. So they see a lot of those things. So if you're to communicate about Antarctica through educators or outreach, it's very difficult for them to see, live examples, maybe to an extent Gulf Stream and ocean currents, but how do you make those strong connections for younger people, general public?
Okay, so specifically for Antarctica, we're just starting it.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I've been doing a little bit of science communication since 2020, it's just a few years ago. And as I started my master's, I've just started getting involved in Antarctic stuff. But I've been using, well, for me personally, I've been using everything that I've learned in this past few years about science communication, and now just focusing on Antarctic outreach. But yeah, it's been difficult because I know Mexico has a lot of problems. It's in a lot of areas, and so but we are a really close people. We are so proud of being Mexicans, and whenever times are difficult, we are very united. Like, for example, the World Cup. Yeah, so it was a really nice experience and interesting experience to live. But I think that, as I was saying earlier, that we just need to get to people to know why Antarctica is important for us. Because as you said, the Antarctica is so far from us, so why should it matter to the other people, to the everyday people? And that's at least for me, and that's what I'm trying to implement in the Mexican in AMEA, is that reach to people to let them know that how can this really be beneficial for them. Because I mean, we all know the importance, we all know, all the people that are here, we all know the importance of Antarctica and how can it affect every people. But it is also our responsibility conjoined with the people that studied social sciences and reporters and communicators to make this effort. We as scientists have the knowledge, and we also need some people that know how to communicate that. And some of us try to do both things, which is kind of difficult, but not impossible. And so yeah, we're just starting to. Well, I don't know if I've been doing some interviews this past few days and taking a lot of photos and pictures because I'm trying to make some content for the AMEA, but also trying to talk to as many people as I can to make collaborations, but not only in research, but also communicators and all that stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, for now, I mean, it's not only me that is doing because the video, of course, I didn't do it. It was other people from AMEA, but we are trying to do that. But we are just starting. But yeah, we're not gonna stop.
Can I add something else? Because I'm also here like Apex Mexico, that it just started like 2 years ago, let's say. We are not that active, let's say, but most of the work that the Apex Mexico has been doing regarding to science communication is about the glaciers. But me as a representative of the Arctic, let's say, then I'm trying to also do this, but as you mentioned, most Mexicans relate like, okay, we have the migration of the whales, the butterflies, well, I don't know if many people know about the Gulf Stream, but they will know. And now trying to find the connection with Antarctica, yeah, it will be a bit difficult, let's say. But at least I think that people know that penguins are down there and bears are all there. So with that, I'm already happy, no?
Maria, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I think Mexico is doing very well in social media. They have the account in Instagram, Antarctica Mexico.
Antarctica, Mexico.
And it's very, I really love it. There are, yes, because I don't have now my penguins with the Mexican hats, but I think are so cute. And you can follow them. I think they are doing very good things in social media. Antarctica, Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Especially, yeah, especially on Instagram, and I think that most of the videos, or at least various of them, they also have English subtitles.
Okay. Yeah. So now the video.
Yeah,
this is the Magellan governor, the region.
Quiere hablar en
Ambassador, please, so sorry.
I wanted to make a small question. Do you want to, I can do it now or I can do it later? What do you prefer?
No.
Ahora.
No.
Voy a hacerlo en español y voy a hacerlo después en inglés. Un pequeño comentario y después una pregunta bien sencilla. El comentario es que es muy importante y al mismo tiempo gratificante ver los avances que ha hecho México y que realmente comprueban que este es un tema que afecta a todos los países. El planeta nuestro cada vez tenemos más conciencia de que es muy pequeño, ¿no? Y la Antártica es de una importancia fundamental. Y en este tema en particular, países como Chile y Argentina nos corresponde una responsabilidad también especial, porque somos la puerta de entrada al continente blanco. Entonces, me alegro de ver la colaboración que ya ha existido con México y con otros países, y estoy seguro que entre nosotros va a seguir siendo cada vez más fuerte, y estamos abiertos a prestar este apoyo también a otros países. Ahora, mi pregunta es la siguiente. Respecto del tema de la basura espacial, no sé si nos pueden contar algo sobre el impacto que ha tenido en la Antártica y qué pueden hacer países como Chile y Argentina para enfrentar este flagelo. Eso y en español. Now in English. First comment to thank the presentations that have been really very interesting, and I was saying that it is gratifying to see that countries like Mexico have their own Antarctic programs, and this just comes to verify that Antarctica should be important for all. It is not something for a few countries, but it affects the whole planet. We are very much aware that every time that the planet is really small, and we need to act together to face our common concerns. Now, my question was regarding the impact of space debris in Antarctica, and whether they could share with us what countries like Chile and Argentina can do to face this threat. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I don't really know about the space waste,
Yes.
but I know that it is space and Antarctica. It's legally very similar because there are some empty points, and space is from everyone, and Antarctica too. So I think legally they don't cannot do a lot of things about it. But I don't know if space waste is coming to Antarctica. I don't know, but I know that in the legal way Antarctica and the space are similar because are from every people from every they are from every state, every countries. So that's why it's very difficult to do some regulation about it. So that's I know.
Can I ask in which direction you are asking about the space debris, about control of the debris, or the cover of the material when they are on the land?
I was thinking more about the direct impact, and so the recovery, what we do to
depends on the
what are the capacities that countries that have activities in Antarctica?
Apenas podemos sacar nuestra basura, está buscando
in order to what programs can be developed in order to face this, which is I knew it's like more of a new phenomenon, but it is growing. Maybe you have an answer to that.
No, the problem is then the operation in Antarctica. Okay, I'm Italian, long time engaged in Antarctica, so I talk from the point of view of my knowledge of the operation. So it's obvious then extremely depend on the location where the material is stored. So sometimes, many times it would be almost impossible to make any reasonable. So maybe you can, other times you can do if extremely necessary, putting all effort for that. Sometimes no, other times can be relatively easy because it's the area is easy in commerce to be reached by vehicles, neither helicopters or other. But it's always very difficult. Operation moving inside the continent is extremely difficult.
I think one thing that is increasing is because there's a lot more ice flow, the meteorites are coming to more accessible places more recently because more snow is melting and carrying it along. But I was just Googling now, and apparently so far about 45,000 meteorites have been collected.
In any case, we have a lot of experience in the Traverse program, so we have a lot of experience to move along the continent, if necessary. Normally it's meant for science, the Traverse program is very. And if you look the map of the Traverse, more or less most part of the area can be reached, but of course anything is a cost, and so depends on the needs then the community deserve to this issue, if the program can operate. Will be not extremely easy, no immediate, need the time eventually to organize, this is for sure. But if necessary, I believe that large part of the continent can be reached by vehicles in the right season. Unfortunately, the window in this case is short in time because of just the summer. The plateau can be, you can move on the plateau just in the summer. End of February is starting to be very, very risky. The Traverse supplying Concordia need to be in Dumont d'Urville, need to be on the coast. No later than 10, 11, 15 of February, because then if something happens, anything is very risky, very difficult to recover, rescue. So the attempt is to reach the coast as soon as possible. So this means then you have time from beginning of December to move on the plateau to half of February. The other period is just in extreme needs.
So
this is the situation.
Sorry.
Thank you.
So the last thing we have to show to you is a governor, Magallanes governor. The region there are Punta Arenas, and about the future of Punta Arenas as a gateway and Antarctica.
Desde Magallanes, la Antártica chilena, un gran saludo al trabajo que se está haciendo hoy día a nivel internacional. Particularmente, como Chile tiene una proyección antártica, especialmente la región más cercana a la Antártica es Magallanes, pero nosotros ha sido como institución territorial fundamental poder avanzar en conectividad, en ciencia, en logística antártica, lo cual estos últimos años ha significado potenciar con mucha fuerza las ciudades de la región, como Punta Arenas, Puerto William, Natales, y especialmente poder habilitar infraestructura en este territorio. Estamos hablando de la pista de Teniente March, el Corse, lo que va a ser el nuevo muelle de Firtes, y también equipamientos para dejar habilitado este puente que tenemos con el continente antártico. Mirando hacia el futuro, que va a ser, esperamos, una conexión con fibra óptica austral y también nuevas bases científicas para acoger no solamente a nuestros científicos nacionales, sino que de todo el mundo. Con INACH, en un trabajo estrecho, estamos avanzando en avanzar en la base de Escudero para después seguir con Gelcho y Carvajal en algún momento, y probablemente poder tener las mejores condiciones para, en nuestra relación con el mundo de la Antártica, ser una región no solamente puerta de entrada, sino que capital y región antártica del mundo.
Okay, if you have another question or comment. Okay, thank you very much for attending today, and thank you, Anne. We are open to everything you want to ask.
El afiche.
Muchas gracias. ¿De dónde eres? No. También de Chile.
Yo igual, me puse nervioso.
Sí, no.
Todo. ¿No?
Sí, para la CAMEX 1 parte 2.
Sí, de ahí fueron las fotos que sacaron.
Ajá, sí.
Marcelo Lepe de...
Sí, creo que lo conocí. Ajá, estaba por acá.
Pero bueno, te salió muy bien.
Muchas gracias.
Saludos a Patricia.
Ay, ¿tu nombre?
Mi nombre es Lucía.
Lucía Leito. Ok, sí.
¿Estás en LinkedIn algo para...?
Sí, ay, espérame tantito. Nicole.
Déjame sacar una foto de tu badge. Y ahí te busco, ¿cierto?
Sí, espérame. Nicole, ¿me puedes pasar mi teléfono, por favor? Gracias. Sí, estoy ahí en Instagram. Digo, es mi... Y te puedo pasar...